Ever wonder why superheroes keep getting new origin stories? It's not just a comic book thing. It happens in movies and TV shows all the time. But Wonder Woman's first major retcon is a fascinating case, a story that goes way beyond just updating a character for a new generation. It's a story about creative vision, controversy, and the very soul of who Diana Prince is. Let's travel back to the golden age of comics, the 1940s. Psychologist William Moulton Marston creates Wonder Woman. His vision is radical. She's not just a superhero, she's an ambassador of peace, love, and a superior way of life from Paradise Island, a hidden utopia of Amazon. In this original telling, Diana is sculpted from clay by her mother, Queen Hippolyta, who desperately wanted a child. The goddess Aphrodite then breathes life into the clay figure, making Diana a being literally born of a mother's love and divine magic. There's no father involved. This was intentional. Marston wanted to create a character who was purely a product of a female-centric society, embodying its ideals without any male influence in her creation. She was perfect, a gift from the gods to the Amazons. This origin story lasted for decades, defining Wonder Woman for generations of readers. It was unique, powerful, and deeply tied to the feminist themes Marston wanted to explore. Then, in 1985, everything changed. DC Comics decided it was time for a massive universe-wide reboot called Crisis on Infinite Earths. The goal was to streamline decades of complicated, often contradictory, continuity and make the characters more accessible to new readers. Superman got a new origin, Batman got a new origin, and of course, so did Wonder Woman. This monumental task fell to the legendary writer and artist George Perez. Perez didn't just give Wonder Woman a fresh coat of paint. He dove deep into her mythological roots, deeper than anyone had before. He saw an opportunity to make the Greek gods more than just a footnote in her story. He wanted them to be active, flawed, and integral characters in her world. So, in the 1987 relaunch, Perez kept the core idea of Diana being sculpted from clay by Hippolyta. It was too iconic to lose. But he added a crucial twist. This time, it wasn't just one goddess who gave her life. Instead, a whole pantheon of Greek goddesses descended upon the clay form, each bestowing a specific gift. Demeter gave her strength from the earth. Aphrodite gave her beauty and a loving heart. Athena granted her wisdom and courage. Artemis gave her the eyes of a hunter and unity with beasts. And Hermes gave her superhuman speed and the power of flight. This was a brilliant move. It wasn't just about making her powerful, it was about defining what her powers were, and where they came from. Tying each ability to a specific deity. She was no longer just a magical creation. She was a champion blessed by the entire pantheon, a living vessel of their combined might and virtue. This change immediately elevated her status. She wasn't just an Amazon. She was a direct link between the mortal world and the world of the gods. This new origin also recontextualized the Amazons themselves. In Perez's version, the Amazons were the reincarnated souls of women who had been wronged by men throughout history. The gods created the Masera, the new name for Paradise Island, as a sanctuary for them, a place to live in peace and grow strong, away from the corruption of man's world. This added a layer of tragedy and resilience to the Amazons' backstory, making their mission to promote peace even more poignant. They weren't just a society of superwomen, they were survivors, given a second chance to build a better world. Diana, born on this island, was the pinnacle of their ideals. The first Amazon born in this new paradise, untainted by the traumas of a past life. This post-crisis origin by George Perez was so successful, so rich and compelling, that it became the definitive version of Wonder Woman for nearly 25 years. It was the foundation for her beloved animated series appearances, countless comics, and the general public's understanding of the character. It respected the original's female-centric creation while adding layers of mythological depth and dramatic weight. It just worked. So, if it worked so well, why change it again? Well, fast forward to 2011. DC Comics decides to reboot their entire universe once more with an initiative called the New 52. This was even more drastic than Crisis. Every character was de-aged, their histories were wiped clean, and everything started from scratch. And Wonder Woman received one of the most controversial changes of all. In the new series, written by Brian Azzarello, the clay origin was thrown out completely. Gone, in its place, was a new, and for many, shocking truth. Diana was no longer a magical creation. She was a demigod. The story of being sculpted from clay was revealed to be a lie, a cover story Hippolyta told to protect Diana from the wrath of Hera, the queen of the gods. The real story: Hippolyta had an affair with Zeus, the king of the gods. Diana was their biological daughter. This made her a demigod, in the same vein as Hercules or Perseus. The reaction from fans was immediate and intense. Many felt this change fundamentally betrayed the character. Wonder Woman's original origin was a powerful feminist statement. She was created by a woman, born of a woman's love, and empowered by female goddesses. Making her the product of yet another one of Zeus's infamous affairs felt like a step backward. It tied her identity directly to a male figure, and not just any male figure, but one notorious in mythology for his infidelity and problematic behavior. It stripped away the unique, female-centered creation story and replaced it with a much more common mythological trope. The specialness of her birth, the idea that she was a gift to a society of women, was lost. However, others defended the change. They argued it made her story more dramatic and gave her a more personal connection to the world of the Greek gods. Now, the gods weren't just distant benefactors. They were her dysfunctional, squabbling family. Hera wasn't just an abstract threat. She was a scorned stepmother who wanted her dead. This created immediate high-stakes conflict. It also explained her immense power in a very direct way. She had the blood of the most powerful god flowing through her veins. This version of Diana was a warrior born into conflict, constantly navigating the treacherous politics of Olympus. It was a more gritty, modern take on the character. This demigod origin is the one that heavily influenced the Patty Jenkins blockbuster Wonder Woman film in 2017, introducing this version of the character to millions of new fans. For many moviegoers, Diana being the daughter of Zeus is the only origin they've ever known. But the story doesn't end there. The world of comics is always in motion. Following another event called Rebirth in 2016, DC Comics attempted to blend the best of its past continuity with the new status quo. For Wonder Woman, this meant another look at her origin. The writer, Greg Rucka, performed a masterful bit of storytelling. He didn't just pick one origin and discard the other. Instead, he made the conflicting origins a central mystery in Diana's own story. Diana herself becomes aware that her memories are fractured and contradictory. Is she made of clay? Is she the daughter of Zeus? She doesn't know for sure. Her journey in the Rebirth era became a quest to find the real truth of her past, which had been deliberately obscured by a malevolent divine force. Ultimately, the Rebirth storyline leaned back towards the classic clay origin, re-establishing it as the true version while acknowledging the demigod story as a powerful deception she had been under. It was a way of having their cake and eating it too. It validated the feelings of longtime fans who cherished the Perez-era origin, while not completely erasing the new 52 version that had become so popular through the films. It suggested that her true identity is rooted in being a symbol of peace and love, created by women, rather than being a product of divine conflict and infidelity. So why was her origin changed? The first time it was to deepen her mythology and integrate her more fully into a cohesive DC universe. George Perez built upon the original foundation, adding layers and complexity that defined her for a quarter of a century. The second time, it was to create a more modern, drama-fueled narrative for a new publishing era, making her a literal part of the godly family. This version found massive success on the big screen, and the most recent changes have been an attempt to reconcile these two popular but fundamentally different versions of Wonder Woman, making her search for identity a core part of her character arc. Each change reflects the creative sensibilities of the time and a different idea of what makes Wonder Woman, well, wonderful. Is she a magical golem of peace, or a warrior demigod born for battle? The answer, it seems, can be both. What's your favorite version of Wonder Woman's origin? The classic Claiborne champion, the powerful daughter of Zeus, or the mystery of rebirth? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the history of your favorite heroes.